The architect Leslie Martin and his wife, the designer Sadie Speight, played leading roles in 20th century architecture and design and as champions of progressive art. Martin is renowned as much for his groundbreaking architectural practice as for his research and contribution to education. He was Professor of Architecture at Cambridge University and is perhaps best known as the architect of the Royal Festival Hall on London's South Bank. Speight was also a qualified architect and had a celebrated career as a designer, not least as a founder member of the Design Research Unit of the Council of Industrial Design in 1943. Martin paid testament to her skill at converting properties in which they could live and work, creating a background for living by the selection and placement of furniture, carpets, ceramics and works of art in homes and studios which were widely admired. In 1938, Herbert Reed commissioned Martin and Speight as joint authors of the Flat Book, which was published the following year. Conceived as a practical guide to contemporary furniture, fabrics and household projects, it is now considered a reference book about the 1930s modernist aesthetic, and is admired as an essential treatise on how the best of European design could be introduced into the British home. Amongst the items featured in the Flat Book was a nest of tables by Marcel Breuer, made in birch by the Isaacon Furniture Company, and a plan chair by Serge Chermayeff, described as an easy chair and made by Plan Limited. These items alone could be said to encapsulate modernist living in their innovative use of laminated plywood and sleek, simplified silhouettes. Martin and Speight acquired a set of the Breuer tables and a pair of the Chermayeff chairs in the late 1930s, and we are delighted to offer them here. In about 1960, Le Corbusier dining chairs by Tonnet were acquired for use in Martin's studio in Cambridgeshire. Photographs of them in situ are reproduced in Martin's publication Buildings and Ideas 1933 to 83. In the late 1970s, Martin and Speight purchased a number of Carmite chairs by Vico Magistretti, which formed part of the background for living at the Barnes, to where they moved in 1977. Martin and Speight chose their furniture with great care, and once acquired, it was treasured. The couple were arbiters of the very best in 20th century design and civilised living, in which the tables and chairs presented here played a long-term role.